If you're ever in the downtown core, it may not be too obvious, but there are short-term rentals all around, including right behind me here on Church and Dundas. But currently, short-term rentals are illegal in Toronto, and that will probably still be the case for at least another year, even though the City of Toronto has passed a set of rules and regulations to govern these rentals. There's been a delay, and some locals say this is creating a domino effect.
We had the chance to get a handle on the situation 2 years ago. We addressed it, and the city made a decision in December 2017, and now we have to probably wait until 2020. That's unacceptable.
The city held public consultations, hearing from landlords, condos and renters prior to drafting and approving short-term rental rules earlier this year. Some of the new rules that were supposed to go into effect this summer include licensing companies like Airbnb, who will also have to pay a fee of $5,000, levying a 4% tax on rental hosts, and letting hosts post up to 3 listings. According to the local planning appeal tribunal, there were originally 4 appeals to the city's bylaws. One was later dropped that were supposed to be heard over 2 days last week. But one of the parties requested a delay. All parties, including the city, agreed to reschedule to 5 days next August.
It's not going to do us any good to wait 3 years. I think we should process it faster, and people are waiting for it. A lot of our members that contact us, they're just outraged and they can't believe that it's taking that long. Essentially, we have a housing crisis in the city of Toronto. People can't find places to live. The vacancy rate is lower than 1% in many of the neighborhoods that are walkable and accessible. And what do? We allow investors and Airbnb hosts to rent out perfectly fine units to tourists rather than using them on the long-term rental market.
Airbnb isn't the only short-term rental company in Toronto, but a city report says there were nearly 16,000 listings in 2016. They don't have data since then. Inside Airbnb, an independent site that collects data on Airbnbs around the world, reports that in 2017, there was a total of 12,714 Toronto listings, nearly 62% of which were entire homes or apartments, and nearly 36% were private rooms. The site estimates the monthly income to be $826, with over 40% of the hosts having multiple listings on the site. Airbnb estimates that there are now 17,000 listings, and the coalition says it's worried about the impact this is having on renters.
The most who are impacted are basically the individuals who are low-income households. If they were able to rent at affordable rents before, they cannot do that now. You would not know how many or what percentage of the units that would have been available for long-term rental have been lost to Airbnb.
And back to that ALPAC hearing in 2019, if you're wondering why an earlier date wasn't set, a spokesperson said it's because they had to accommodate a number of people along with the adjudicators and the city, and the hearing room that will take up about 5 days. I also reached out to the city and I asked what would happen in the event they did not receive a positive decision at the tribunal, and a spokesperson said they would not comment on any potential outcomes.